Hey now, it is I, Rocket Man, and this is the world. According to Rocket, I thank you for being here. Hey, listen, we are back on the grass on Monday, and I am so excited that spring training is just a few days away. I know you are too. Everything you need to know about spring training, I got today in this video. Come on in.
Broadcasting live from the only establishment in town that can't kick him out. His own basement. The world, according to Rocket.
Hammer that like and subscribe button for me. Thank you for that. Appreciate you being around. This episode is brought to you by Luxury Travel Nashville.com. Explore the world and discover yourself. LuxuryTravelNashville.com. It's a boutique travel concierge. It's located in Brentwood, Tennessee, which is a suburb of Nashville. As Deb would tell you, my passion is being a luxury travel advisor for those who seek to travel the world or simply around the corner. I'm blessed to be associated with the best resources in the travel industry, Largay Travel and Virtuoso Travel. Easy for me to say. I can offer you insights that you need to plan your dream vacation of a lifetime, one that is safe, effective, and unforgettable. Don't forget to call my friend Deb. Just call Deb, 615-863-1263, LuxuryTravelNashville.com. So there are some rules about NCAA spring practice football. Now, I looked for if there were any updates on this rule base here, but all I could find was this was the latest Football Oversight Committee from 2022. This was back in January 2022 when they had a meeting and said, okay, this is how spring practices are going to go. These are interesting rules. Practices can be conducted over a 34-day period, 20 hours a week of unrestricted activities. Players must receive 1 day off per week. You can have 15 on-field practice sessions involving no more than 12 of those sessions involving contact. That means tackling. Full contact may not occur until the third practice. That's interesting. 8 of the 12 contact practices can involve tackling, and no more than 3 of those 8 may be devoted to 11-on-11 scrimmages. Man, I didn't realize it was so many rules. Yeah, you can only have 20. There can be 15 practices. That does include the orange and white game. It's not 15 practices and then the orange and white game. It's 15 practices, including the orange-white game. Now, they're $5 for the tickets. I know we talked about earlier in a few episodes ago, how much is it going to cost? $5. You can get those tickets at allvols.com. I'll post that link in the description. Or you can call the ticket office at 865-656-1200. Now, here's something that I've just going to throw out to you and found interesting. This is a schedule of all the Division I football teams and their start dates, finish dates, and the dates for their spring game, which I thought was very interesting. And we'll look here at Bowling Green, Hawaii, Georgia State, and New Mexico, and for the most part, Air Force, because their deal ends in a couple of days. They've already completed all of their spring training. Bowling Green, Hawaii, Georgia State, and New Mexico, and Air Force. Michigan started their spring training February 20th. And it ends April 3rd. And I don't know how they're going to play the spring game on April 1st if it ends April 3rd. I don't know. Maybe they play the game and then have another practice to clean up some things. I don't know. But it's interesting to look at this scheduling of all the spring practices. Let's see. Georgia. Okay. Georgia starts March 14th. That was 2 days ago. They've already started. They'll end on April 15th, the same as we will do. And their game is going to be on April 15th, their spring game. South Carolina, ditto. I was looking through here. Alabama is about on the same schedule as we are. Yeah. Tennessee, March 20th, goes through the 15th of April, and the game is the 15th of April. Alabama, March 20th, like we start. And they go through April 22nd. I don't know why. Is that 34 days? I guess it's still within the 34-day thing. Because you only have 34 days. 34 days and 15 practices. And you got to give the players a week off. I mean, it's crazy. All the rules, right? Have been delaying this particular spring practice video so that I could give you the roster. But unfortunately, all they have up is the roster for the coaches, and the player roster is not posted yet. Of course, we got Josh Heupel. Here's the new Alec Abelin, tight ends coach, who was promoted from an offensive analyst to the tight ends coach. Tim Banks, obviously staying as the defensive coordinator. Mike Eckler, outside linebacker and special teams coordinator. Boy, he's got a lot of energy. I love this guy. I love to watch this guy on the sidelines. Crazy. Glenn Ellerby, offensive line. Rodney Gardner, defensive line. Joey Halsley. Man, it's crazy to pronounce that name. It's just a strange spelling. Offensive coordinator, obviously. We've done a show on him, and if you want to see that show and you haven't, you should, because he is the man. This guy is the most eloquent college football coach I have ever heard speak. I mean, he's just absolutely no nonsense. There's no ums. There's no ahs, unlike your host here. He's just amazing, and you should look at that. With him. I'll post it there. Now, Brian Jean-Marie. I call him Brian Jean-Marie. Some people call him Brian Jean-Marie. I don't know how to pronounce his name. If you know how to pronounce his name, tell me in the comments below. Now, you say, well, Rocket Man, you're supposed to be leading us and telling us. Well, I called the University of Tennessee's athletic department. Actually, that's not fair. It was the ticket office. I called the University of Tennessee ticket office, checking on the ticket prices for the spring game, right? So I said, by the way, do you know how to pronounce his name? And they went, no, I don't. I'm going, all right. Can you give me somebody who can? Well, let me send you over here. So they sent me over somewhere else. Can you tell me how to pronounce his name? No, I never heard of the guy. What the hell? So it's not that I didn't try to find it out. And then I called the athletic director and I couldn't get through. So I'm still searching for how to say his name. Brian Jean-Marie or Brian Jean-Mary. Y'all let me know. Jerry Mack is running back coach still. Willie Martinez is secondary coach. And Kelsey Pope is the wide receivers coach. Now, it says right here, 2023 spring player roster coming soon. So, see, I wanted to feature all the people that we were going to look at for this little spring practice update. So what we shall do is next week, once practice begins, I'm sure they'll have their roster up during spring practice. So I will come back and feature those players in another video the players that I'm looking at and the players that we all should be looking at. Because there's some great stories on both sides of the ball. You know, I want to talk about the running backs. I want to talk about Jabari Small. And I want to talk about Jalen Wright. You know, he had that NIL deal. Obviously, we want to look at Joe and Nico. But man, there's some fun stuff going on the defense. There's some transfers there. There are some young kids there that are, I think they're going to make some noise. I think they're going to help us out a lot. So we'll do the players update next week. Once they get their roster up, we can identify them put a face to the name and that sort of thing. Fans will be treated to the first ever Vol Village Music Festival located in lot number 9. Number 9. They're going to be featuring live bands on the stage from noon until 2. Vol Village will also feature food trucks and an appearance by the Spirit Squad. It is fun activities for all ages. It's a family event. So check that out. Be sure to hammer that like and subscribe button. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 1 million subscribers. Not by the weekend, but you know what I'm saying. What are we at? We're at 2170 right now. I'd like to get to 3,000 by the end of spring training. I'd like to get to 3,000 subscribers by the orange and white game. So if you can help me out, hammer the like, hammer the subscribe, and you can share these videos and ask your friends to do the same. Let's get to 3,000, because now this is how I make my living. So it's a long, hard trek on YouTube to make a living. And I have other channels as well. So, but this is the one that's closest to my heart. So go Big Orange. Thank you for being here. See you in the next video.